This is the Rude Dude Reviews. Doing it weird again, once again. Bringing it back to reality. I think a lot of people don't have, aren't, aren't in touch with reality. It's probably really tough to be in touch with reality these days because reality seems so unreal. So yeah, I took a little hiatus today. I'm gonna try to stream a little bit, um, do live stream, show that, and see if anybody likes what I'm saying while I'm saying it. I don't know if you can hear it from the background. I'm like covering the microphone with my hand, uh, but I have to have this protective case on my phone because if I don't have it, it might break because it's made of glass. It's weird. It's like Cinderella, right? Or if you're into Jerry Lewis, Cinderfella, right? Anyway, so I'm just going blind, going solo. Just it's weird because I'm old. I should have a wife or something, somebody to care for me. Getting old, but I guess I gotta just hold my own shit. Because if I couldn't hold my own shit, I guess I don't deserve to live. I've been, don't get me wrong, people have shown so much love for me in the past, for real. God bless, you know, everybody who's cared about me. I'll say that, but you know, I just have conviction. I have faith in God above that. It's not meant to be this weird, this sad, weird place the way it is now. It just seems to be becoming more privatized to be able to actually enjoy your life these days. Good luck. Everybody, if it, what was I watching? It was Gary from Neurotic doing a thing about Hollywood falling down, woke Hollywood, and it had something to do with the Rome, Italy, the fall of Rome, and it seems to be that things are happening in that way right here, right now, and it's like not even been a secret for me for 3 years. I knew it was going to start to crash out when I started seeing a lot of things that people didn't want other people to see via probably YouTube.com, which is what we're doing. So right when COVID hit, when it struck, we were already privy to that stuff when somebody was talking about somebody by the name of that rhymes with hates. Hill Fates, something that rhymes with that. It's talking about bringing how to go to zero. Uh, and everywhere I looked today, I was on the bus, and I kept noticing all these new. They were using spaghettios and crayons. There was at least um, two different advertisements. One of them was on a billboard, like as if you were in Hollywood or something. You look up, there's a big billboard, and it's in crayons, and it was very childish looking, and it said, you're too young to have kids or something like that. In crayon, it was just really disturbing. This is in San Diego in Hillcrest, just really weird. And then went to the bus bench, and somebody spent a bunch of money to put on the bus bench, but it was like the same kind of message. It said, maybe you're too young to have kids, and it has like a little baby with like a spaghettios, like a bunch of mess. Both of the images are showing that kids are just gonna draw on your walls, make a mess. The second one is showing that with the spaghettios that they're gonna make a mess with their food. It's just it's like saw this coming um, from years back because it was kind of already in the ether. It was already out there. It's just like people were still watching cable television. People probably still are watching cable television. It's fine. Once you start getting into the streaming services, but there is really good entertainment out there. There's a lot of hits and a lot of misses. But such a saturation of media these days in regards to popular, what people would consider popular television, or popular shows that you would want to watch over and over again, see what's going on with the storyline and stuff like that. Like, Game of Thrones, for example, or House of the Dragon, which I've only seen a few episodes of it, and it's really easy going. Like, there's something interesting happening, something intriguing happening every episode. I mean, I've only watched the first two episodes, so I'm not an aficionado by any sorts, and I'm not an aficionado of a bunch of things. I mean, understand that I what I like and what I don't like, and that's pretty straightforward. It kind of speaks for itself. Um, so what I've been hearing about the Quantumania, which has just been coming out, is Quantumania, Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's weird. Somebody pointed out that there was recently a law passed out about false advertising and saying if they advertise Ant-Man and the Wasp, shouldn't half the story have the gal that's been playing the Wasp more than her mom, who I guess was the Wasp in a weird sneaky way. Like, it wasn't just straight up. It was Janet Van Dyne. No, it was her daughter, but it wasn't. The daughter was not really a part of the movie, is what I've been hearing. I could be wrong. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Whoever gave me the thumbs up, I appreciate that. If you want, join in the chat. Speak with me. If you're feeling what I'm feeling. If you're saying, anyway. So yeah, haven't watched it. And it's just bad timing for me to watch this movie. Rather wait till Tuesday, where it's $4 at the cinema. That's right, $4. Why would it be $4 at the cinema? Because cinemas are going under. They need some help. It's weird because the cinemas need all the help they can get. I mean, when I saw Top Gun Maverick, man, all the seats were filled up. This movie had been out for about over a month, and I finally watched it, and it was all the seats were filled with old and young alike. Same thing with the Dragon Ball Z movie, which was really good. I'm glad I got to watch that in the theater. But they weren't as old for that one. They're just like a grown up young people, that like to watch cartoons, man, and want to enjoy their characters. These characters that they enjoy and appreciate. This is going to bring money to the people putting these movies out if they understand that your audience matters, and making them feel good is what you're trying to do. So yeah, I saw Dragon Ball Z. That was good. Maverick was amazing. I only saw it once in the theater, but it was at a really good theater with, like, you kick up the seats. There's vibration in the seats. It was like pretty exciting. I think it was Regents. I'm not sure which theater. Sorry, I wish I could. I don't want to false advertise, but when you're at a good theater, there's all the perks. They'll come and bring you drinks and everything. Not everybody can afford that. Those theaters don't have those kind of discounts like I'm talking about at the $4. But if it does have like a relaxing seat, even if it doesn't vibrate during the action, or the volume is a little lower for the action, $4 or $5, to watch the movie is a great deal. So I save money. And it makes me feel good because I've been trying to watch and enjoy the new Marvel movies. I mean, I know that Thor 2 was just, it had some moments of action which were really good. It was cool. Loki's there. It was fucking cool. Um, the villains are boring. The funnest part was watching Thor destroy the big monsters. And that's what people want to watch. When Ragnarok came out, I didn't even. Did I see it in the theater? I did see it in the theater, and I was really had the spectacular spectacle in my eyes. I was really happy with the spectacular visuals. He's fighting this flaming flying dragon, and he's talking with Clancy Brown right from the get. It's like, man, I'm such a fan of this stuff that I recognize the voice actor right away. uh, so that was fun to see in the theater, and it was great to finally be like, oh yeah, there's Hulk, there's Thor. Where were they during like Captain America, Civil War? Where were they during? It's just like, and then another thing, a weird thing I had with Thor is like, why didn't he keep hanging out with like his female girlfriend that you don't find about until Love and Thunder? And then it brings us back to Quantumania, is that Love and Thunder has already, broken the records of compared to Quantum Mania, which means that no records have been broken, but Quantum is deeper. Is what I've been reading, is what I've been listening to. There's receipts. You could believe me, you could not believe me, but I heard you're supposed to watch it just so you can watch the end credit scene, which I heard was tacked on and looked bad, and MODOK was like a big joke throughout the movie. And then you didn't have Michael Pena, or I mean, the funny Latino dude where he tells you the story, the chilling story, and it goes all the way through this whole thing, and then he does a little joke at the end. He's like not even in this movie. The Wasp isn't in this movie like as much as her mom is part of this movie, where currently she was there for 30 years and Kang was there and they were there, and like basically she got some side from the sly. um, Kang, diggity dang. And so I guess that's what the movie's about. So you're gonna turn Hank Pym into a cuck, um, and then you're gonna have Paul Rudd kind of try to be a dad after a 5-year blip. Ugh, there got to be a hard reset button somewhere, because I mean I don't know if this. And I've heard it's forgettable, it's unexciting, whatever. I haven't seen it, so can't afford to watch it. No, I can afford to watch it. I just don't want to. But yeah, Unextraordinary is what I'm checking out. Bad storytelling, scenes that turn Hank Pym into a cuck. Michael Douglas, I heard he acts like he's checked out, like he's got it like in the earbud, and he just like repeats the line. Just completely uninteresting cinema. I tried to watch Black Panther. I might have already spoken about Black Panther. I tried to. Man, what happened? What happened to my comic book heroes, everybody? What happened to my fucking heroes? What happened? Where did they go? They killed off Black Panther. How can you kill off Black Panther? He's the king of Wakanda. Look, oh, there's no running trend in Marvel where less impressive actors are hired to replace the more expensive, more talented, more charismatic actors. Am I correct? So we gotta have, our representation, because Steve Rogers isn't good enough, because Tony Stark isn't good enough, because Thor isn't good enough. We need to, and Moon Knight isn't good enough. Probably the best show ever that Marvel has put out was put out by Netflix, I believe, which was the Daredevil show, which was not put out by Marvel. It was put out by Marvel, but not through Disney Marvel. So because of that tiny little difference that I felt in my bones the moment I heard that Disney is possessing Star Wars and Marvel, when I heard this stuff, I could sense it was just I could sense this feeling of dread just in the air, like Phil Collins. I could feel it in the air tonight. Oh Lord. And I asked my friend who was an attorney in training, who's now an attorney, but I was asking him about it. And he said he thinks it's a great idea. I was like, really? Because I disagree. And same thing with a couple of my other nerdy friends. We're nerds, but we still like each other. We still talk about this kind. Well, it's become divisive now. It seems like what I was saying on my TikTok channel, which is Rudy the G TikTok. One of my posts was about that this is becoming a little bit divisive. That it's starting to draw weird lines between who's a hero, who's the villain. It doesn't make any sense when the heroes are divisive as villains, and that's the only way to do combat is through a stronger female character. The male lead is always not it. The female character is always just a little bit more wiser, a little bit more proficient. It has no drawbacks whatsoever, which is weird because when I meet girls, usually there's drawbacks, and I'm not being sexist in any way or shape or form. I'm just saying it's not usually a girl that's saving my ass all the fucking time. Usually I'm trying to help somebody out. And I heard girls say, girls gotta eat. Alright. But anyway, I'm just trying to say, like, okay, so that's what sets these ladies apart, but it's just becoming a running fad, It's always the same fad. Like, the woman always comes in, helps the hero out, saves the hero, becomes their own hero, and then you phase out the male character, and now all you have is powerful women. And that's really fun when you're into action and comic books, when you just are watching girls be mad at each other and fight each other. It's just really, you can say catfight is kind of cool, but without the male presence, it doesn't seem as cool. It just seems kind of redundant, kind of flawed, kind of like there's something wrong here. What happened to the men? Isn't a man's role to actually kind of protect and defend a more fragile person, a woman? So I don't know. Just seems weird. So anyway, yeah. So Janet Van Dyne. Who's Janet? Okay. So anyway, the Wasp in the new Quantumania movie is probably more talking about Michelle Pfeiffer. And they did 3 movies, and they had the Wasp come in as kind of like gonna train Ant-Man, gonna train what's his name, Scott, Ant-Man, to become all that he can be. She's kind of better than him. She shows him how to fight. using the talents and the powers. You get to the second movie, she we get to see what she, how much she actually kicks ass because she's got flying wings and, you know, electric pulse blasters or whatever. Okay, that's amazing. That, and then I heard in this movie Quantumania, where is she? She's not even there. She's like hardly there. Like they can't. The writers can't. They want these strong, powerful women characters. That's why they keep shoving them down our throats, and kind of replacing all the male heroes in the modern Phase 4 MCU franchise, and they're just sinking it. They're losing. They're playing miniature golf against me, and I'm winning. That's what it feels like. It's like why can't I look at Namor? Why am I seeing some little? I don't. I'm not. Mm-mm. Why am I seeing some Namor, some Latino Namor, instead of the Aryan dark-haired mutant, the king of Atlantis? I mean, what? Where is he? I'm looking at a guy that I would probably. I'm 6'2". I'd probably look down. I'd probably look down and look at Namor and be like, "Yeah, I'm sure you got those. You're gonna kill me right now, but not selling me on the look. Not selling me." And then I heard that they did. They took his bulge away through post editing through CGI methods, as if you can just. I mean, any filmmaker would save a lot of money, by just showing it once or something. He's got a bulge, but you don't gotta like focus the camera on it, and you don't definitely shouldn't have to pretend he doesn't have anything down there. It's not. It's like, what are we? And then when I'm watching Wakanda Forever, it's like, what? There's like 3 or 4, 5 different stories going on here. It feels like I'm watching snippets of a TV series. The only actors with the gravitas were M'Baku, the actor who plays M'Baku, and then Killmonger when he shows up, and of course, the Queen, who gets murdered. I mean, just watching this thing was the hardest thing to do, because I'm just like thinking about other stuff. That means that. And you kill Black Panther, and you're trying to say this is in memory of Chadwick Boseman. Of course it is. It's a great marketing ploy, but you didn't recast. You recast Rhodey as the War Machine. You can recast Black Panther. No, you can't recast him. It's like, no, why not? Because we got to make him a woman. I mean, if you would have, what would have been really interesting and would have really flipped the scales is that if you made the Winter Soldier become the Black Panther, or if you had the Winter Soldier easily become Captain America. Give me a break, people. You're thinking, I don't know what you're thinking. But yeah, I did hear that there is a law thing that's been said about breaking the law by, like, they can be fined because of false advertising. Like, you call it the He-Man show, and then it's all about Tila. Thanks, Kevin Smith. Not thank you for that. I mean, just call it the Tila show. That's cool. But that Tila was not the Tila that was super cool that I grew up with. It was like really gentle and beautiful when she spoke, but also a hell of a warrior. Anyway, whatever. What I'm saying is, you're just gonna gender swap and just gonna call it the Tila show. Okay, call it the Tila show. People will watch the Tila show. People would watch the Tila show if you just called it. If you were honest, Kevin Smith. Gosh. What was one of the comedy shows that I watched? It was Kyle Dunningham. Kyle Dunningham when he does Sly, when he does Sly Stallone, and then he does like these jokes. He's like he did like one of them was like my favorite superheroes who became queers. It's like Robin. He's like Captain America. Uh, Wolverine and Cyclops. It was just anyway, but I forgot where I was going. Okay, Kyle Dunningham had did a joke about yeah, just how everything. Oh shit, I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Sorry guys. Where was I? Yeah, Wakanda Forever. It's basically it's a 10-act movie that gets you lost. It has two different perspectives. One of them is where you're in a battle mode. Another one is where you're all just talking to each other. It's boring. I'm not. It has nothing to do with anything that when I think of Black Panther and I watch this movie, I don't see any Black Panther. It's just hard to watch the darn movie. All right, so yeah, hard to watch. Anyway, so okay, I've lost your audience, lost the audience for now. Nobody really jumped in. I'm glad I got a thumbs up. Please like and subscribe. If you're feeling this, goes a long way. Even though I'm just such a beginner, such a noob. Um, but yeah. So besides that, yeah, I heard Quantumania's not good. And then at the end of it, it's like, spoilers. I shouldn't spoil. I'm not gonna spoil. I won't spoil it. And it's like, okay, that's great. All right, this is not that good. Passable, skippable. All right. Well, anyway, I don't think I've run out of things to say, but I have been playing Elden Ring today. I'm doing a strength dexterity build. What's kind of cool about this one is that I've approached things and found things in different manner than I have from the other games. The name of my character is the Wretch. Yeah, so the male Wretch character. But yeah, having a relatively good time on this game. This game has got amazing replayability. I think this probably is. I think it's better than Demon Souls, which is what got me started with this. I never even played any of the Dark Souls games. I did get one, and then I got in a car wreck and then lost everything. When that happened, then I lost everything. Only had a couple of things I salvaged out of the car wreck in Pennsylvania, and I was originally living in San Diego. Got back to San Diego, then I was homeless for a year, living in the shelters, living with a friend. And all this while, I've been aware of what we were talking about earlier, which is about how there seems to be something kind of going against us in regards to like multiplying. Like, if you want to get all Chinese about it, well then just try to pass the law, right? But I mean, I live in Southern California. It's just such a weird place to live because you get so much privilege and then you get so much tough streets. I guess that's kind of everywhere, but it just kind of freaks me out. I did travel the U.S. 2021. Started Cinco de Mayo, May 5th from San Diego. Left it late at night. I only spent one night in a hotel till I got to Massachusetts, and that's about nearly about 4,000 mile drive. And during that process, I saw two. That night was the night that I think that Elon Musk and Mark Bezos or whatever the other rich guy had both sent up their their spaceships. I think William Shatner was in one of them. Yeah, that night. So yeah, I was in Arizona on the 17, and that is a scary drive. Oh, what a story that is. It was so dark that night, but when you looked in the sky, you saw like these stars in a row. It was just so interesting. Question in the chat, even though nobody's watching. Has anybody ever seen stars lined up in a row? And not just what one row of stars, but basically like two rows of stars, like that, like this, just in a lineup, just perfectly like that. It was hard because where I was driving, it was too late. I shouldn't have been on the highway that night. And I was overloaded. I had all of my possessions in the vehicle, so the car was heavy. So when I was putting on the brakes and stuff, I just had to watch my feet. I had to watch my speed because the car was heavier than my speed going up and down the hill. It was all brake checks. So a truck driver, a semi driver, did save my life that night. Thank you very much, sir, or ma'am. That. He did save my life. But yeah, crazy. I saw that on May 5th in the middle of the night, and then they scattered away. But I couldn't take any pictures because it was too dangerous to drive and take any pictures, so I didn't take any pictures. Yeah, that was such a weird night. I was very jarred because like the highest elevation right there was about 10,000 feet. That was crazy. All right, everybody. Well, give me just a second. Let me see what else I'm doing. Alrighty. All right. Well, there's nobody in the chat. That's fine. I'm very opinionated, but I like to bounce back and forth. We can try this another time. So you know what? It's just getting started. Just doing some streaming, hoping that you're enjoying the show. I'm really looking forward to seeing Chrissy Mayer. She's going to be in San Diego. That's Chrissy Mayer. She's a comedian, female. Uh, and I might meet Gary from Neurotic there. Might meet Ryan Kendall. It looks like Ryan Kendall might just bust out. That guy works really hard. I've spoken about him. My first, probably all of these because he's such a hard worker and really like his fervor. I like Ryan Kendall. I like him a lot. He's really funny and he can really drop down some lines. Like he's joking, but he's joking, but he's serious. It's like he's pissed off. He's a real passionate person, and I like that about this guy. And not only that, like the guy he's on the news tip. He's like competing right there next to Clownfish TV, as far as I'm concerned. And if you haven't checked out Clownfish TV, you gotta check out Clownfish TV. I love Neon. It's a Kneon, and Geeky Sparkles. I think they're married couple. remember just most recently, Leon the Spock was speaking about, potentially purchasing Heavy Metal magazine to keep it going, and I have to say, doesn't sound like a bad idea. Um, I like his managerial style. He sounds like that he's been under the gun before, as an employee, but also as a manager of other employees, and listening to Geeky, man, sometimes she's downright passionate, especially about Henry Cavill. Just kidding. Not. Eh. Anyway, that's trying to be funny. Some of their conversations get a little spicy. Uh, like you get the flirtation between them. Sometimes it's just him, sometimes it's just her. Um, but yeah, there. I haven't read the Crimson Wren, but check out the Crimson Wren if possible. That's the book that they're publishing. These are things to be interested in. There will be the Nerdrotic meetup in Las Vegas. I am not in a position yet to do that, even though it is a free event. You just have to RSVP. I do want to go there, but you know what? I just might meet Gary. I've been wanting to meet Gary for like 3 years. So it'll be cool to meet Chrissy, to listen to to laugh with Chrissy at her comedy show, and be a part of that, and then hopefully get to meet Chris Gore, Ryan Kennel, and Nerdrotic, Gary. So I don't know. It's cool. I already bought the ticket, so I'm really excited about that. So that'll be on the 25th of February. So if you're in San Diego, check out Chrissy Mayer Show. Tickets are still on sale. Friday Night Tights was on earlier. Otherwise, I would have probably gotten on earlier. But yeah, Friday Night Tights been kicking butt. Just if you haven't seen it, I mean, you could just go back and just like kind of retrace the footsteps of what's happening with popular culture, with people buying IPs and ruining them. But comic books were kind of doing that to themselves around 2015. They really wanted you to get invested in Miles Morales and Kamala Khan, which are not bad characters. They've already had a bunch of iterations, but even on Free Comic Book Day 2015, when I won bathing suit contest, I did win the bathing suit contest somehow. These books were not selling. Just you're trying to, So I don't know. Comic books, even on Free Comic Book Day, you kind of want to grab them all. You can figure out which one you want to go with. The only impressions I got out of the new Avengers, out of Kamala Khan and Miles, was just like, here we come. We're on our way. It's like, all right. Well, I could have wrote that. That's such bad writing. It could have been me. And I could have drawn that shit too. I can draw. I haven't drawn in a while, but I'm all set up to draw. If I ever want to draw. Well, I'm not all set up. I need a drafting table. I need a light. I need a magnifying thing. Whatever. I don't really actually need any of that shit. I just need to get to drawing. But I'm good. When I do draw, I'm actually good. I've been working on a character for a really long time. His name is the Catalyst, and he's really cool. But then they came out with John Constantine for the DC Universe. And they killed it. I mean, there was the Keanu Reeves, which I saw in the theater, and I was like, oh, this is weird. But then when they came out with the TV show for John Constantine, I loved it. I was like, whoa, who's this? Who's this drunk guy that smokes? He's a not a good hero. He's a bad hero. He's kind of a weird bad hero. So I like that about him. And then what sucks about it is that everything that I wanted my hero to do is what this guy's been doing. And now it's like, great, all the stuff that I came up with, they've already got it on lock. So, kind of. It is what it is. Um, but the character that I made up was not a bad character. Alright, so here we are. So yeah, I'm playing Elden Ring. I've got like the dog mask. I just got some new spirit ashes, but I can't afford it until I get my mind set one step further, so like level 20, 28. So it's still a new character. It's like a dex strength build. So far, but I'm willing to go. I'm willing to go intelligence or wisdom. I'm not sure. Anybody got any ideas? You got a strength dex build. And you want to do maybe some magic or incantations, some sorcery or incantations. What do you do? Anyway, I'll do it. um, since I had the 18 decks, I'm rocking the double twin blade. I'm rocking the twin blade, and the twin blade's pretty amazing. Kind of excited about the twin blade. I got the twin blade talisman, so I think that like I don't know if it's just in succession of that twin blade, but yeah, when I do just the short attack with the twin blade kind of goes almost 360 degrees. So the twin blade and the twin blade talisman, wow, they were found right next to each other, but you have to look around. No spoilers, but yeah, not so bad. So yeah, anyway, I just want to start getting into the role of doing live streams, but I haven't figured out how to do video game live stream because like I don't have a reliable internet connection. So I'm literally using my data, which is unlimited, thank God. But yeah. Well, now you know my secret. So if you got a good enough phone, you could do this. I'm doing it right now. And it's fun when I get to talk with other people. It seems to be that there are a lot of interesting people out there. Not all of them want to hurt you or be mad at you. Some of them like you. Hopefully. But not everybody wants to be liked either. I don't know. So anyway, thank you so much for this live stream. I didn't tell anybody I was coming on here. I just did this cold. Could have maybe had somebody to join in and just shoot anything at me while we were rapping. Well, while I'm talking. But yeah, I'm actually having a good time tonight. Happy Friday, everybody. Maybe for some it is Saturday already. Yeah, that's already Saturday. Sorry. Ooh, my West Coast tendency is to always be late. Anyway, hello, future people. Please like and subscribe. Check me out for more content. I wish you well. A good day and good night's rest. And hope for the future. Peace. Amen.